Peace. Peace, brother.
Peace be unto you, my brother.
Yeah, this is my brother, man, Ashley. Me and him, we were in junior high school together. We were in high school together. Kind of went our separate routes, man. When I came home, I heard so much about him. A lot of great things. And this is always beautiful. So I'm honored to have him to be a part of this Honoring Our Men series. You guys are in for a treat. What you got to say? What you got for us, brother?
No, just thank you for thinking about me to be a part of this series. I've seen some of the interviews that you've done, man, and just talking about some of the men and just the impact that they're having on people's lives. You know, the change and their growth. That's something I believe in. As far as I believe in the fact of still growing. As long as you're breathing, you're still growing. Mm-hmm. So it's just truly a blessing to be able to be out here. 47, still breathing, inhaling, exhaling, still walking, man. So I'm just very grateful for everything that's around me, for real.
Okay, I know we were talking, man. You said that you were a teacher. What made you want to become a teacher?
Just impact, having an impact, paying people back. Like you said earlier, man, we grew up in a different era of this community. I don't think people understand how much crack cocaine affected this community. You know, we've said this in a couple conversations with some of my friends. You know, you see the Powers, you see the other documentaries, the New Jack Cities, but you never see how much crack and the drug game in general just affected like smaller communities, especially in rural South. And growing up on Park Drive and the things that I seen, man, it was really rough to come out of that environment for most people. Like I always say, as an artist and someone who has this passion for art, I didn't grow up around painters. I didn't grow up around musicians. I grew up around hustlers. And that's not necessarily all the way a bad thing because it taught you how to get it, you know, illegally or legally, but then you understand that it takes a grind to live. And I think that's something I apply to my life every day.
Yes, sir, man. And you a coach. You said football and track?
Yes, sir. Football and track.
So it's about the impact again, right?
Yeah, it's about impact, a lasting impact, man. Just seeing kids grow. Seeing them having a starting point and a finishing point, especially because I'm not everybody's coach. I always say that. If you want it, I'm your coach. If you want it, coach. You know, if you want to work, you want to grind, then I'm the coach that you should have. If you don't want it, then I can't want it for you. And that's something I always try to tell these kids now. Like, all these kids have dreams, they have aspirations, but do they have the want to get to their dreams? Do they have the want to get to those aspirations? And then will they be able to pay that back? Because we live in a culture and a society where we got to pay it forward. Sometimes we got to pay it back as well.
That's right.
And I feel like that's something that I do in my life. Not only me, but my wife as well, man. So it's something that we kind of live for, and that's our ministry in itself.
Okay.
You know?
So, do you have any students? Have you had any students where, for instance, just say in the beginning of the tryouts and they messed around and made the team, and you said to yourself, I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
But then when it was all said and done, you was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. I'll say I have one that's Promise Lovelace. She's a state champion in track and discus and shot put. In her first day, I didn't know what she was going to be. But by the end of the year, 3 months later, she was competing for a state championship as a 10th grader. And now she got a full ride. And, and she's ready to work. She's ready to grind. She's just one of those amazing people. But it's not even just the athletes, just the kids in my classroom. Like, the phone calls that I still get, like I'm talking about, the opportunities that some of my former kids who are young adults now I got, and I got a call the other day from a kid who I've been mentoring over 10 years. He works for Walt Disney, and now he got a new opportunity. And just to hear the excitement of that, he's still growing, he's still having things that he's wanting to achieve in his life, man. That's a blessing to be a part of, just to hear those type of conversations.
Yes, sir, man. You are making an impact on a lot of people,
that.
Man. When you are, we all going to go one day.
Yeah.
But just to let you know, and I know you know this, but I want to let you know that you will live for a long, 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 long time.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean by that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I believe that. That's all about the dash in your life,
That's
It's
right.
not about the end. It's not about the beginning.
It's right.
about that impact and what you do with that dash, that time that you're here. And then that's how you pay it back. That's how you give it forward. And, when you have that impact in other lives, then it changes generations.
That's
I think you and I understand generational curses
Yes.
a little bit different than some people,
Yes, sir.
So I feel like with me, I wanted to break a generational curse with my own kids.
Yes, sir.
And now I have that opportunity where I can break those curses with students.
Mm.
And if I do that, then they break it. So
That's
then
right.
all of a sudden we're changing the dynamics
That's right.
of our community.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We're changing the dynamics of what we call family.
That's right.
You know, so I'm truly blessed to be a part of that.
So you mentioned wife and kids.
Yes.
I went to school with your wife.
Yep.
Of course. And how many children do you have?
I have 2 girls.
And
2
how old
girls.
are they?
9 and 14.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how has being married and having children changed you as a man?
It made me grow up. You know, grow up. You know, chin up, chest out. If I don't, they need it, I got to go get it.
That's right.
You know, and I got to be a man every day.
That's
That
right.
means I got to come home every day. I got
That's
to be
right.
respectful every day. I got to be the model that they need to see in their lives. You know, so I think that's a blessing. They give me a reason to do this. You know, so I don't take nothing for granted. Every smile that I see them have, man. Every time I see them arguing or laughing, even when they mad at me when I'm telling them to clean their rooms up. All of that's a blessing, and I don't take none of that for granted. You know, I don't try to take life for granted in general, but especially when it comes to my girls, because, you know, they won't be 9 and 14 forever. As much as I still wish they was little babies in my arms, you know, and when they grow up and they get out on their own, the things that I instill in them, you know, hopefully those seeds will, you know, will grow and be planted, and, you know, and they can inspire others as well.
That's right, man. I love what you said, bro. I love what you've been saying.
Yes, sir.
You know, you mentioned that your duty is to come home every night.
Yeah.
And what this means is no matter what the world throw at you, you're going to be home with your wife and your children that night.
Yeah.
At night, man.
You got to.
And which means that they are a central point, a focus point in your life, man.
Yep.
Okay, so you have I see a lot of times you taking pictures.
Yeah.
What is it called? What's the name?
1610 still growing.
1610. Remember, he talked about that still growing
Yeah.
in the beginning, y'all.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's my photography and the art business. I started about 16 years ago. Probably more around 20 years ago. I'd say the last 10 or 12 years it's been a little bit more serious. It's just something I love to do. My favorite artist is Gordon Parks. So I'm very inspired by him and just capturing and making those moments with my camera, my paintbrush as well. But my camera is like one of my favorite tools to use to create art. And I love capturing art. You know, I love telling that story and being able to use the skills that I'm given to bless people, you know, and to have those memories and capture those memories for a lot of different people, man. It's truly grateful. I'm truly grateful.
Yes, sir, man. Listen, brother, I appreciate you being a part of this Honoring Our Men series. You all understand now, other people have, but for the people who don't know him or haven't heard about him, that's listening, you all understand now why it was necessary for me to contact him and to ask him would he be a part, because we want to be able to give him his flowers now.
Thank
You know, so how can people reach out to you? For instance, the people that want to have pictures of them taken.
Yeah, if you know, my pictures, my artwork, 1610stillgrowing.com. You can find me on my website, of course, Facebook, Instagram, the same thing, or either Ashes Still Growing. Like I say, it's always about growth. You know, if you breathing, you still growing. So it's something it's something I live by, it's something I teach by, something I move by, really. You know, so, but yeah, that's definitely how you can get me. I ain't hard to find, man. I ain't
Okay.
hard to find at all.
All right, so we at Statesville Senior High School.
Yes, sir.
Greyhounds is where we both graduated from.
Yep.
So listen, students, people in Iredell County and surrounding areas, if you happen to move to Statesville and you want to have a great, what coach are you again?
Yeah, so I coach offense. I'm the offensive coordinator
Okay.
here at Statesville. Yeah, so it's just a truly cool experience. New head coach, so some new things is going, and
All right.
we just gonna let it go, and we just gonna let it grow how it grow, because it's gonna be one of them special years.
Okay.
You know,
so you all, if you want a coach that's going to coach you right, he
Yeah.
also does shot put, you said, right?
Yeah, shot put and discus.
And
Yes,
discus,
sir.
that's going to treat you right. And if you want to have some nice pictures done, that's going to be done right, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You reach out to my man, Ash, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
please
brother, it was a blessing.
Hey, it's a
I
blessing
appreciate
as
you being a
always.
part of this, man.
You, my brother.
right.
Thank
All
you.
right, y'all, this is another one, Honoring Our Men series. Brother Ash, man, the
sir.
great brother, man.
Thank you, bro.
Peace, y'all.